Greetings, fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, for Top 10 on the 10th, I'll be listing my top 10 favorite action comedy movies. The rules for this list? Well, they're pretty simple. Number 1, I have to have seen the movie. Clearly, if I haven't seen the movie, it can't be on my top 10 list because I haven't seen it. Number 2, these movies aren't necessarily classified or intentionally comedic. Some of these movies are just so bad that they are hilarious as a result. And number 3, these aren't necessarily the best made movies. Some of these movies are just really bad, but they're also really entertaining. It's the top 10 movies that I find to be the most entertaining. And these are all my opinion. If you disagree with them, that's fine too. Coming in at number 10, we have I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a classic. It's from, I believe, the 1980s. And this is one of those movies where a lot of the humor is subtle. And that's kind of what hurts it. You know, if you don't understand these subtleties, like you don't understand who directed the movie, or you don't understand that this guy has a big family, there's a lot of jokes that you have to understand these people, these actors. You have to be familiar with them to get these jokes. So a lot of them will go over a person's head if they aren't familiar with the history of these people. So for that reason, this one can't be higher. It comes in at number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have Cuffs. Now, if you don't like people breaking the fourth wall, you won't like Cuffs. Don't watch Cuffs if you don't like people breaking the fourth wall. Because let's be honest, about a third of this movie is Christian Slater breaking the fourth wall. He's a smart-ass character who's really funny and entertaining, but a lot of the humor in this doesn't necessarily come from him. It comes from how he reacts to different situations. I mean, I can't really describe just how funny a lot of this stuff in this movie is. You gotta see it. Like, one of the opening scenes of the movie, this guy is robbing a hardware store, and he's wearing a bandana over his face. But at the same time, while he's robbing this store, he's wearing a t-shirt with a picture of his face on it. Why? That's just idiotic, but it's hilarious. It's little things like that that make this movie enjoyable. And the smart-ass comments from Christian Slater's character, and how he interacts with people. And it's one of Milla Jovovich's first acting roles ever. I think she was 16 when she was in this movie. This is a fantastic movie, very underrated, and I think Christian Slater is an underrated actor. So if you enjoy Christian Slater's work, if you enjoy movies from the early 90s, you should check out Cuffs, and that's why this movie comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, we have Drive Hard. Now, this is one of the most recent movies that's on this list. It's also one that I've already reviewed for my channel, so if you're interested, check out my review of it. A lot of the humor in this movie, this isn't like a typically comedic, funny movie. The humor in this movie comes from the interaction between the two characters, between John Cusack and Thomas Jane. That's where all the humor in this movie comes from. Just how they interact and act with each other and their conversations, and just the antics they get up to. So it's not overly funny, but it is still hilarious, and the two of them work beautifully well together, and I definitely recommend that people check out Drive Hard, and that is why this movie comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7, we have Hot Fuzz. Now, I really enjoyed this movie. It's a great movie. It's a little long for my taste, but it's still a really good movie. I remember when this came out in the theaters, I remember the tagline for it being, and I could be remembering this very wrong, but I remember it being advertised as made by the people who have seen every action movie ever made. I loved that, and I was like, I'm down to see this. And the way everybody interacted with each other, you had the one cop who was over the top, all business, and the other cop who was kind of a bumbling idiot but wanted to be a really good cop, and the two of them just worked beautifully together. The chemistry was fantastic. The action scenes they blew my mind. I didn't expect them to be this good. I expected this to be more of a comedic movie. I expected the action to be kind of it's just there because it needs to be. But no, the action in this movie was just fantastic. I love this movie, Hot Fuzz. So that's why it comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, we have Miami Connection. This is one of those movies where it's not intentionally funny, it's just so awful that it is hilarious. I reviewed this movie for my channel earlier. It was one of my first reviews ever. Check it out. This movie is fantastic. This is one of the cheesiest and just worst movies, but still amazingly bad movies I have ever seen in my life. I mean, you watch this movie, you're going to need a massive cracker to just hold all of the cheese this movie's going to be dishing out to you. This is a fantastic movie. The acting is horrible. It's just hilariously horrible. The dialogue is hilariously horrible. I mean, you got one guy, it's like, all these guys are supposed to be college kids, but they're all like in their late 30s, early 40s. They don't look like college kids at all. They look like old perverts on this college campus trying to pick up teenage girls. And it's hilarious. But I love this movie. And if you like cheesy action movies, you need to check out Miami Connection. And that is why this movie comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have Deadly Prey. Now, this is also a movie I've covered for my channel. And it is also one of those movies where it's just so bad that it's hilarious. It's not intentionally funny, it's just bad, so it's funny because of that. And it is just amazingly horrible. Everything about this movie is just hilarious. It's just stupid acting, horrible script writing, but it's funny because of that. It's just amazing. This is another one of those movies. It's just so damn cheesy. The acting is just so stiff, so over the top. It's like, it should be called Muscular Men with Mullets because the main character runs through the woods in nothing but a pair of Daisy Dukes and a blonde flowing mullet. And it's just glorious. I love this movie. Everyone should watch this at least once in their life. And that's why I think Deadly Prey comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Beverly Hills Cop. Come on, it's Eddie Murphy in a movie from the 80s. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be hilarious. And he nails this one beautifully. I love his role in this. I love how he plays off a lot of the racial stereotypes and just makes fun of them because of it. And I love just how everyone acted with each other and just how the chemistry between everybody. You know, you have the two Beverly Hills cops who are following him. They're like an old married couple. You got the whiny little wife and the hen-picked husband. But they just worked so beautifully. Everyone in this movie did a great job. The plot was amazing. The story was great. And I love Beverly Hills Cop. The only reason it's not higher on this list is because, let's be honest, some of it did not age well. So for that reason, Beverly Hills Cop comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have Paul Blart Mall Cop. I love this movie. Part of the reason why I love this movie so much is because, let's be honest, if I was in an action movie, I would want to be like Dolph Lundgren or Jean-Claude Van Damme or Chuck Norris or something, but realistically speaking, I would be like Kevin James from Paul Blart Mall Cop. If I did pull anything off, it would be out of sheer luck, and I would have no idea what the hell I was doing. I love this movie because it's an accurate representation of what I would be like if put in this situation. And I love this movie. It's hilarious. The sequel was hit or miss and not that great, but the first one was just amazing. I love this movie. So for that reason, Paul Blart Mall Cop comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Tracks. I love this movie, Tracks. It's an amazing movie, Tracks. I recommend anybody and everybody watch this movie. If you like action movies, if you like comedy movies, if you like dark comedy, if you like inappropriate comedy, you will like Tracks. This is an amazing movie. It's not for everybody. You gotta go into it understanding that it's a satire of action movies from the late 80s and early 90s. And as that it is just beautiful. If you go in taking it straight and thinking these are accurate representations of people, you're going to be offended by at least part of it, probably most of it. I love this movie. I recommend it to everybody. And so that's why Tracks comes in at number 2. My number 1 favorite action comedy movie of all time, Big Trouble in Little China. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is my absolute favorite movie from the 80s. Hands down. I love this movie. It is an amazing movie. Kurt Russell just nails it out of the park in this, playing Jack Burton, he's not the hero of the movie. You won't go into it thinking he's the hero of the movie, but he's not. He's a hero in his own mind. He spends most of the epic battle scenes unconscious, pinned under some guy, or just looking for his weapon. He's damn near useless. He gets through everything. He just bumbles his way through the entire movie. He doesn't know what he's doing. He gets by on sheer dumb luck, and that's why I love him in this movie. He's just fantastic. He made the movie, and I don't know any other actor who could pull off that character of the bumbling everyman American as well as Kurt Russell did. So that is why Big Trouble in Little China comes in at number 1. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week and new top 10 lists posted on the 10th of every month. Also, if you have any recommendations of things you would like me to cover in the future, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you and have a nice day.